Hey guys, I believe this is a Mort video. This is only one story. It's about 9 minutes long, or just over 9 minutes long. It's called Very Creepy True Unsolved Mystery Story, animated by Mort. So I haven't seen a Mort video in a little bit, so I'm curious for what this one will be. Let's go.
Started when Mary, a bus driver from one of the local schools, received a letter in the mail. It was addressed to her specifically.
It said, "I know you're having an affair with the school superintendent. You'd had better stop. I know where you live. I've been observing your house and know you have children. This is no joke. Please take it serious." The letter was postmarked Columbus, Ohio. There was no return address or signature. No clues as to who sent it.
Like, is she actually having an affair with this bitch?
Mary simply chose to ignore this letter. Then, 1 week later, she received another with a similar threatening tone. Mary told no one about the letters she was receiving.
Who's that?
No one, that is, until her husband Ron was also sent one. The letter told him that his wife was having an affair, and that if he didn't stop it, his life would be in grave danger. Yeah, someone was threatening his life for his wife's supposed affair.
What?
Not exactly the kind of letter you want to read over breakfast.
What?
Well, Mary denied the alleged affair, assuring her husband that he was the only man for her. As such, Ron too chose to ignore the letters.
I don't know who's...
Not long after, Ron received a second letter. "You've had 2 weeks and done nothing. Make her admit the truth and inform the school board. If not, I will broadcast it on posters, signs and billboards until the truth comes out." Mary and Ron were getting scared now. Ultimately, the couple decided to confide in the 3 people closest to them. Ron's sister, her husband, Paul Fresher, and Paul's sister. Mary thought she had an idea about who was behind the whole thing, and the group as a whole decided to start sending letters back to that person, ordering them to stop their harassment. Well, this tactic seemed to work at first. The ominous letters stopped arriving. Then, one evening, on August 19th, 1977, while at home with the kids,
Wow.
Ron received a fateful call. Nobody knows exactly what was said in the call, or even who was on the other end of the line, but Ron knew. After he hung up the phone, Ron was angry, upset, and in a hurry. He said to his children, "I'm going to confront the letter writer. He said he's watching our house right now." Ron grabbed his pistol.
Oh shit, he has a
rushed
gun.
outside,
Oh shit,
got into
okay.
his pickup truck,
Oh,
and sped
shit.
off to where he thought the writer was.
Alright.
Minutes later, Ron was found dead behind the wheel of his vehicle. His truck had crashed into a tree. He had perished on impact. The weirdest part? He had fired off a round from his car before it crashed.
He what?
To this day, nobody knows who he was firing at, or even exactly where he took the shot. Now, obviously, foul play was originally suspected, but Ron's demise was later ruled as an accident by the sheriff. According to him, Ron had been drinking and was 1.5 times over the legal driving limit when he fatally crashed his vehicle.
Oh, I see.
That didn't make much sense to anyone, seeing how Ron rarely ever drank, and his family, who had just seen him minutes before his supposed accident, said that he hadn't had a drink all day. Soon, many people in the Circleville community also started receiving anonymous letters, accusing the sheriff of a cover-up. So, at this point, we have a lot of questions to ask. Was Ron's untimely fate really an accident? Who had he fired the shot at? Why would the sheriff try and cover up the truth? And who was sending these letters accusing him of a cover-up anyway? Surely, if the Circleville writer was responsible for Ron's death, he'd be more than happy for the truth to be concealed, wouldn't he? Was there perhaps more than one letter writer? Well, brace yourselves. It only gets weirder and darker from here.
What?
After Ron had sadly perished,
interesting
his
as
wife
hell.
Mary continued to receive letters from the writer. That's when Mary's resolve finally broke. She came clean to everyone, admitting that she and the school superintendent were indeed having an affair.
Wow, what a
claimed that it
whore.
started after she started receiving the letters.
What a whore.
I'm not sure anyone's buying that, but let's roll with it for now. Mary kept her job bus driving for the school, and even though it was too late to save her husband's life, she hoped that now she'd admitted the truth, maybe, just maybe, the torment would stop.
Do you think she admitted it just because, like, she didn't actually do what she just admitted it just so it'd stop?
somebody started putting up signs all along her bus route. Signs with threatening messages.
Because
for
of
all
her,
the
you will all
community to
die.
see.
Oh my god.
Upon seeing one of those signs one day, Mary became enraged and went to tear it down. Much to her surprise, the sign was booby-trapped. There was a small pistol inside a box with a wire attached to the trigger. It was designed so that when she pulled the sign down, it would shoot her. Luckily, because of the angle Mary tore it down from, it didn't go off. Investigators examined the side of the weapon. Someone had tried to rub off the serial number on the side, but they hadn't done a good enough job. They were able to trace it back to its owner.
Who was it?
Mary's brother-in-law, Paul Fresher, who had just split up with his wife, Ron's sister.
What?
Confused? I know I am, but let's keep going. According to Paul, the pistol was indeed his, but he said he hadn't seen it in a long time, claiming it had been stolen from him. A likely story, thought the authorities. Despite having a solid alibi, Paul stood trial for attempting to slay his sister-in-law. He was found guilty and sentenced to 7 to 25 years behind bars.
Wow.
Everyone assumed the Circleville writer had finally been unmasked, and that the letters would stop coming.
But they kept coming, eh?
Well, they didn't. In fact, they started coming more frequently and appearing in many mailboxes across central Ohio.
What?
It was impossible for Paul to be sending all of these letters from solitary confinement. All of the letters were postmarked Columbus, even though Paul was locked up in Lima. Even Paul himself was receiving letters.
How? He's in jail.
Paul remained a model prisoner for 7 years, hoping to get out early for good behavior. When his first hearing came around, he was denied parole. They said it was because of all of the letters he was sending, even though it was obvious he wasn't the one sending them. After being denied parole, Paul himself received one final letter while in jail. The writer, whoever he was, taunted him. Now when are you gonna believe you aren't gonna get out of there? I had told you 2 years ago, when we set them up. They stay set up. Don't you listen at all? These unsettling lines make it sound as if the writer was someone with a lot of power and influence.
Yeah.
The writer also used the word we, suggesting the letters may have been coming from multiple people, or even a group or organization. It later came to light that a vital piece of evidence wasn't mentioned at Paul's trial. On the day Mary went to tear down the booby trap, only 20 minutes before she did so, another bus driver saw a man standing beside the rig sign. A yellow El Camino, likely the man's car, was parked nearby. When he saw the driver's bus approaching, he turned around to hide his face. His description doesn't match that of Paul Fresher. There was never any attempt to follow up on that lead. Eventually, the letters finally stopped, and Paul was granted parole after serving 10 years of his sentence.
Wow.
He maintained his innocence all the way up until he passed away in 2012. Some of you will certainly remember the popular TV show Unsolved Mysteries. It had a variety of different faces hosting the show over the years, but the core premise remained the same. They'd do deep dives into some of the most interesting unanswered mysteries the world had to offer. The name says it all, really. Well, back in 1993, when Robert Stack was hosting the show, they planned to do a segment on the Circleville writer case. Before the segment aired, the Unsolved Mysteries team received a threatening postcard in the mail. It read, "Forget Circleville, Ohio. If you come to Ohio, you El Sickos will pay. Signed, the Circleville writer." Whoever the writer was, he was, and perhaps is, still out there. Despite the ominous warning, the station went ahead and aired the episode. It resulted in no new leads, and the identity of the Circleville writer remains unknown.
Wow. It's crazy. It's honestly really like crazy and interesting too, though, because it's kind of like what's going on, like what's happening, like what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, is this even real? Like, did this person make this all up? Like, is this all made up? Is this all fake? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, it's so hard to even know and like realize. Like, and like for the guy to go to jail, and if he didn't do it, like I would feel super bad because like there are a lot of people like wrongfully convicted. Like, can you imagine fighting to not go to jail when you literally did nothing. Like, you're just like going to work every day, you know. Oh, you're under arrest for murder. Bitch, what the fuck did I do? Like, what? Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's crazy because like you would go to jail. Like, a lot of people are wrongfully killed, or and obviously once they're killed and then you find out they were innocent, it's like they're already dead. You can't do anything about it now. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That's awful. Like 10 years wasted. Like, I can't imagine. I'm 20, 21. Imagine 10 years being in prison. Like, knowing that I'm 20 years old, but I only had 10 years to like live freely, that would be devastating. Like, oh my god, I can't imagine. It's crazy how many people are like wrongfully convicted because like you could look like someone else, or someone may think that it's you, or someone may go against you and say, yep, he's the one that did it, or he's the one that did this to me, or whatever, blah blah. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's sad and crazy. I have no explanation for that. If you guys have anything, like any leads or anything from this video, you can comment and tell me like what you guys think of it. But I honestly don't know. I'm trying to think, but I'm kind of like, what? Like, what could it really be? Like, who could it be? I have no idea. Someone with the school potentially. The one that she was having the affair with, if she actually was having an affair. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think she was actually having an affair, or do you think that she admitted to it just so it would stop, but she didn't actually do it? Like, what do you think? And how do you guys think that the husband died? Do you actually think he was drinking? Because apparently he didn't drink all day. This one's just definitely a really weird mystery. So I'm really curious for like theories, because like there's like people always come up with like amazing like theories of their own, like of what they think happened, and I'm really curious for what you guys think happened. I honestly don't even know. Like, I honestly am at a loss for words. I don't know who it could be. I'm just curious how the husband died. If the brother or if the son-in-law or brother-in-law was framed, so he would go to jail. Who the actual person was, the writer, like what the hell was going on, like was any of this true, like was this all just a setup to like what happened, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like honestly don't know. But let me know your theories in the comments below, because I'm really curious for them. That's going to be at the end of this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to like it, be sure to subscribe if you have not done so yet, and be sure to turn on post notifications as well, so you never miss any videos that I do upload. I upload twice a daily, as you guys should know, at noon every day, so stay tuned for those. And that's going to be it. I'll see you guys next one. Thanks for watching. Peace out.